Let's talk about how indie artists feel when you compare them to other artists, famous artists. Because I know you all mean well and you think you're complimenting them. But this is what goes on in a lot of our brains. I feel like it's your way of processing what a musician is. And what a musician is to you is all you see, right? You see these famous people winning awards and you want to say, okay, well, you deserve an award. You're so good. You remind me of this person or whatever. I'm not sure what you're saying when you compare people to people. You know, it does feel really weird inside of me. And I just was able to say I don't like it. And I haven't really found words for it, but I finally found words for why I don't like it. And it's because of what music means to me in comparison to what maybe this person complimenting me as far as what music means to them. Because I am there as a listener. I appreciate, oh my gosh, the music I listen to. I really appreciate those artists. And I've even said to some people that I love, oh, your voice reminds me of John Legend or something like that. So I've been in both situations, but I just want to explain why it does bother me sometimes, and I'm still learning why, right? And I think there's some cognitive dissonance going on with us when we do that, because I think part of us is like trying to understand how indie artists fit into this world. It's like we know famous people fit in as like these idolized people who are wearing certain fashion and, you know, lead a bunch of zombies basically to be their minions in a way. But ultimately, the musical gift that runs through my blood is about a feeling to me and expressing the feeling. And it really moves me when I play my music, when I practice my music, when I arrange it with a band, when I produce my music. It just, oh, it's just the best feeling ever, creation. And it means so much to me. So sounding like someone is so minimal compared to being able to move you. Like if what you mean is that because my music reminds you of, I don't know, whoever, Ani DiFranco, is sometimes people compare me to her. Okay, well, it's not just the sound, I would think. It's like, okay, well, how does her music move you? And how do you feel when you listen to her music? And are you saying that you feel that way and you're moved that way? Because that actually means more to me, is that I'm getting you to feel something, is that I'm moving you. Sounding like someone, looking like someone, like that doesn't have depth, right? That doesn't have meaning. And so it doesn't feel great to just be compared in a materialistic way, right? And if imposter syndrome kicks in, you might even think to yourself, oh my God, does this person think I'm copying them? Do they think I'm not unique? So knowing that I move you like someone because their voice moves you in a similar way, or their presence, that feels good. That feels really good. Just saying I'm like someone else or I look like someone else, or all of that's superficial. So it's not going to feel as good depending on what mood I'm in. If I'm in a superficial mood, it'll feel great. I'm rarely in a superficial mood. I also think it's important to realize that indie artists, when you compliment them, we're usually struggling. We're a struggling bunch of people. We're usually pretty poor when it comes to, you know, actually making money from our music. We have to have like 600,000 streams a month of our music on Spotify to make a living wage. So it's really rare to get there unless you have like 1 million followers, right? So just keep in mind the fact that we're struggling to be compared to someone else can be a little bittersweet, because it's like, you know, how is there any comparison? I'm like local food. Yeah. Like, I mean, yes, you can say, oh my gosh, this locally grown radish is just like the commercial radish I got. It looks the same, but, you know, it completely has a different feeling inside. And I'm not saying that I'm healthier than mainstream music all the time. Local music, it's more connected to your bioflora, right? It's more connected to the natural vibrations sometimes, when commercial music gets mainstreamed. And so, yeah, it's just important to remember that local music is art. It is art in the making. It is art that you can touch, that you can connect with, that you can speak with, and it's not on a pedestal, really. So yeah, just remembering that whoever you compliment is probably struggling financially, and just like it's harder to get the projects done. Comparisons can feel like not as supportive as just, recognizing our art for what it is and supporting it for what it is. If you're watching this and you're an indie artist and you agree with anything I'm saying, please let me know in the comments below, and more about your thoughts on this interesting thing that people do in our world. And it doesn't happen, obviously, in other careers. You had a plumber that reminded you of another plumber. Do electricians remind you of other electricians? Would you think to tell them that? Have you ever had a teacher that reminded you of another teacher? It just seems like obvious that everyone's unique in other occupations. You know what it's like? It's like when you compare a boyfriend to another boyfriend and that doesn't feel good to your current boyfriend. Isn't that interesting? Because maybe there's a sense of intimacy with the artists that you listen to.
I got a question. How you gonna change the world? Are you gonna be the change, or are you gonna wait for change to rearrange you? How you gonna change the world? Are you gonna be the change, or are you gonna wait for change to rearrange you? How you gonna change the world? Are you gonna be the change, or are you gonna wait for change to rearrange you? How you gonna change the world? Are you gonna be the change? I'm not complacent, adjacent to a man impatiently erasing me and racing me. Are we a race that's free? Planetary times are chased with planetary changes. Are you with me when I say I see potentially